So snow's going to start late Saturday night. We still have all of Friday and Saturday to enjoy some outdoor activities before the snow rolls in. It's going to be really after 9 o'clock before that snow begins to come, and really after midnight before we start to see it area wide on Saturday night. And then we're looking at anywhere from 8 to 14 inches of snow. Some areas will even be getting more. I'll jump into that in just a moment. We are going to see in some areas a flip to a wintry mix. So then there'll be some sleet, even some freezing rain in some areas as the system begins to transition. Today is the day that you want to enjoy before all of the winter weather comes in. We're starting off with temperatures in the 30s this morning, and we'll see high temperatures topping out in the 50s. So we do have a weather impact alert on your Sunday, and the National Weather Service actually overnight issued a winter storm watch. That's going to start Saturday night and go all the way through early Monday morning. You can see all these areas highlighted from D.C. all the way over to Philadelphia. Essentially all the Northeast is underneath, a good chunk of the Northeast rather, is underneath this watch. So again, we're into the 50s today. Let's get into what's going to be happening. So we'll have enough cold air in place as some Arctic air worked its way back in. Then we're going to have a disturbance coming in from the south, tapping into that cold air, giving us the snow to start. Everybody's going to start with snow. It's how it finishes that's going to differ for us. So later on Sunday night rather, we will begin to see that pink line, that transition over to snow mixing in with sleet, even freezing rain in some areas. I want to show you both the American model and the European model because they kind of differ still a little bit on the solutions. Saturday morning, we are dry. By Saturday night, you can start to see some light snow coming in. This is at 11:30. Most areas picking up on snow here, and this is Sunday morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. We can see snow area wide. On the European model, as early now as 9:30 in the morning, it starts to transition south and east of D.C. to some sleet, and then we see that all throughout the day on Sunday in D.C. We begin to see that transition there with higher amounts north and west because they'll stay in the snow a little bit longer. And then by late Sunday night into Monday morning, it kicks this system out. Now the GFS has a colder solution. It does keep the system a little further south, which helps to support keeping the cold air in place, and that gives us more snow versus a mix. So it still starts off with snow Saturday night into Sunday, but watch as that low stays south. It keeps the rain snow line just south of D.C. into southern Maryland up through Richmond area and keeps most of D.C. all snowy. So then along Prince George's and Anne Arundel County, you may get some mixing under the GFS solution, whereas everyone else would continue to see that snow. This won't kick out until early Monday morning on the GFS solution. So we're going with the blend. We're going to be looking at some winter weather mixing in terms of seeing some sleet and even some freezing rain on top of that snow. So I'm going anywhere from 8 to 14 inches will absolutely be on the table for this particular system. So again, light, fluffy, powdery snow and then some sleet and some freezing rain could mix in. Impacts, of course, include power outages, school delays and closures, and slick sidewalks and roads. We'll go 23 Saturday, 24 Sunday.
All right, as we get ready for the weekend, the snow, some of you may be rushing to the stores, grabbing extra toilet paper and stocking up on food. But it's important to stay calm and shop smart.
Yeah, we got you covered. And to help you prepare, we've put together a list of some smart items you might want to pick up. When you're at the grocery store, focus on easy prep meals that just don't require much work. So think of canned soups, pasta, peanut butter, bread, and tuna. You'll also want bottled water for drinking and maybe an extra jug for basic needs like brushing your teeth. The goal is to be prepared, not overstocked, so you can stay off the roads.
As for other essentials, make sure you have flashlights and batteries. A portable phone charger is also a good idea. And don't forget to check on pet food and make sure your first aid kit is stocked with bandages and supplies.
Okay, we cannot stress this enough. There's no need to panic buy or to clear out the shelves. Remember, we're all neighbors, right? So we can take care of each other in that little way.
All right, talked about this earlier. Make sure your car is filled with gas. Check everything out with your car. Make sure you're in a good position just in case. Stay at home, but just in case you have to go somewhere, you want that car to be ready to go.
It's a life hack, a safety hack, and then having those portable chargers for your phones that you don't have to plug in case the power goes out.
Exactly.
Gives you the power bank buys you some time.
Right.
It's helpful.
Which is always good because you want to check in on loved ones and everybody else, make sure that they are doing okay. And this is going to be one of those hunker down type of situations. This is not going to be a little dusting of snow and it's over. We're talking multiple inches and then just a twofold impact of the storm. First the snow, then the wintry mix. That is what we are tracking here. So this is going to start Saturday night after about 9 o'clock for most areas. So you can go out during the day on Saturday as long as you're home by 9, 10, 11 o'clock, you should be okay. And then between late Saturday night and Sunday and all the way through Monday morning, some parts of the region could pick up anywhere from 8 to 14 inches of snow. And then we're going to see a flip to a wintry mix starting late Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon. We begin to see some sleet mixing in. Some spots in southern Maryland could even pick up on some freezing rain as well. What's new overnight is that the National Weather Service has already issued a winter storm watch. This is done ahead of time to try to tell people, hey, get prepared, get ready. This is looking extremely likely. Confidence is very high that this is going to be a high impact system. We'll quickly walk you through it. So this is Saturday, 5 o'clock. We're still mainly dry, but it is going to be very cold out there with temperatures in the 20s. And then Saturday night through Sunday morning, see that snow coming in, some heavier bands at times early Sunday morning. And then you can see this transition, this pink line right here. That's where we're going to start to see some of that warm air nudge into the system and give us that sleet, even some freezing rain potentially around southern Maryland area. And that's just going to continue until late Sunday night through early Monday morning as this begins to exit. So this morning, getting you out the door today is going to actually feel really great. We're 35 degrees in Gaithersburg, so a cold start, but we'll top out in the 50s area-wide. 53 in D.C. and Germantown, 54 Reston, right around 55 in Springfield, Dale City, Clinton, and Waldorf as well. So looking at the rest of your forecast, I'll show you the European model first. This is the one that's a little bit more aggressive about bringing that wintry mix in a little bit early. And I'm even looking at some other models that are better at short range, also indicating that mix a little bit earlier. And so that would reduce snow numbers, but not like, it's not going to be like, oh, you're only going to get 1 inch of snow and then a bunch of sleet. You're still going to get a lot of snow. You're just going to get some sleet on top of it. So this is at 8:30 at night on Saturday night. This is about 11:30. More areas picking up on snow. Sunday morning, it is a winter wonderland. We have several inches of snow on the ground. Anything untreated, it's going to become snow covered and very quickly. The Euro as early as 9:30 starts to mix it in around Prince George's County, Charles, St. Mary's, and Stafford. And then later on that morning and afternoon, you see that mix spreading to D.C. So get ready for at times perhaps even a hard sleet before this moves out. Now the GFS is a little bit colder, and that's based on the track of it. It keeps the low a little bit further south, and what that does is keep that colder air trapped into the north, and so you get more snow rather than a mix. So looking at this at 7 a.m. Sunday morning, all snow by noon, still all snow. By 6 p.m. it starts to barely bring in that rain snow line around the eastern area and into Leonardtown before we see it pushing further into D.C. by late Sunday night. So a difference of timing there, however, could also create a difference in how much snow you see. So here's what to note. It's going to be a light, fluffy, powdery snow first. Then you're going to get some sleet on top of it in some spots, especially southern Maryland, some freezing rain. Impacts include power outages, school closures potentially, but very slick sidewalks and snowy roads. Those are some of the major impacts that we'll see out of this system. So we'll go 23 Saturday, 24 Sunday, and Monday and Tuesday highs in the 20s to low 30s.